So we were talking about the Young Bucks earlier, and the Young Bucks talk about how they fooled fans that they were washed as wrestlers, working boring matches with their EVP gimmicks on purpose. This is what they said, okay? That they fooled fans that into thinking they were washed. And I called this out immediately, and I was like, this is because they came back, stole that kid's move from the indie where the one buck does a front flip on the guy on the ropes and he bounces off and the other guy catches him into a sitting power bomb. They're not doing moves like that to try and work everyone into thinking they're boring wrestlers. This is the biggest cope lie sesh. These guys have only LOL'd and lolcowed and memed themselves into oblivion, bro. Just like Tony Khan, like everyone who goes there, there's something in the water. I don't know if these Bucks have always been like this. I think this is why Jim Cornette, when he knew that Tony Khan was like, no, it's got to be the Bucks and all, he knew then. He's like, it just won't work. A lot of people, I think, know this or knew this from being around these dudes. I'm sure Cody Rhodes has some sense of it. He's talked about a little bit. I can't wait to see when everybody's books come out, and they'll all be different. And all I'm saying is that they were trying to like do like the move I just described. They were trying to be relevant, but like Awful said, they just run away when the times get tough. And now they're literally coping and lying and saying that they were purposefully pretending to be washed and fooled fans into making them think they were washed. Because what?
But Phil, let's get real, bro. Yeah. Like, why do you even elaborate on such a thing like this if people noticed? You know what I mean? Like, this is what I'm talking about with the Young Bucks. Nobody notices nobody notices what they're doing. Nobody cares what they're doing. And so later, like right now, they're going to tell her, hey, guess what we did? Yuck, yuck, yuck. We were fooling fans into thinking that we were washed up as Okay. But it made no effect. In fact, it drove people away. So your boring gimmick that you tried to work everybody into, it actually worked. It ran people off.
And listen to this shit. They go, when we did the EVPs thing. What do you mean you're EVPs of the company? What do you mean?
That's what I'm talking about.
Like, we were like, yeah, let's just have really boring matches. What? Why the would you do that? Let's stop doing all the super athletic moves that get the big reactions. Except for because you added athletic moves like the one I described where Will Ospreay tagged you in that indie guy's move. You guys copied it, but added a swanton bomb to the combination of moves. So no, you were inventing new ones to do. You liars, I can't. This to me is
these guys
crazy.
These guys are so stupid. Like, there's a way of doing a boring match. There's a way of doing a match.
Stupid idiot.
Like Larry Zbyszko. Larry Zbyszko would like go into the ring, right? Try to take a shot on somebody, get assed out. He'd run outside the ring and then like circle the ring for like 20 seconds and heat the crowd to a fever pitch. That was quote unquote boring wrestling, but it was effective because it brought people into the match. These guys are so retarded. They thought that like, oh, we're just going to put somebody in a headlock, or we're not going to do flips, and we're just going to bore the crowd. They bored the crowd so much they turned the channel. God, I hate them. I hate the Young Bucks.
He goes, Nicholas says, I've stopped doing dives for maybe 8 months. I didn't do a tumble out to the floor for about 8 months. And that was
we really missed that, didn't we?
We literally wanted people to think, are these guys not athletic anymore? Are they just boring wrestlers now? No, bro. They think you're boring with all the flips and you do already, dude. Matthew.
And you're actually they're trying to justify their laziness. It just dawned on me. This is what they're doing. Justifying their lazy wrestling.
Matthew goes, one thing that really pissed me off was someone said, I thought the Young Bucks were washed. And I was thinking, oh, come on. You guys fell for the gimmick that we were doing. We didn't forget how to wrestle out of nowhere. Come on, don't be dumb.
Oh, God.
These guys.
Liar!
Fucking lying. They're just coping so hard, bro. Amazing. We could break this down in kayfabe or IRL why this is stupid what they're saying, because they're still EVPs. So where's this gimmick change? So they're just going to come back as the saviors is what's going to happen. And are they just stooging it right now? We were doing the EVP thing, but when we come back, after the New Japan match, it's like, is it like what the fuck?
We broke the owner's neck.
Yeah.
We tried to take over the company. It killed the ratings flat, and so we ran off to Japan.
So Top Dollar and Baron Corbin were backstage at AEW's World's End yesterday. I really hope they signed so I can. This is neckbeards, by the way, so I can watch the same AEW fans who said they were the worst wrestlers around now praise them. I don't know. I mean, yes, if Top Dollar and Swerve linked back up, I mean, it worked. But he re-signed with TNA actually, and Corbin officially, as of today, announced like his contract wasn't renewed, and they just like sent him home pretty much, and they just told him like it won't be renewed. We don't need to use you, but they paid him until his contract was up. WWE did, and then it expired, and now he's just a free agent. So
yeah,
that's
don't do it, Tony. Don't do it.
Yeah, don't bring in Corbin.
No more signings. In fact, freeze. Put a moratorium on signing anybody for the rest of the year. You've got to build stars, my idiotic friend.
Yeah, I want to see some releases this year, Tony. I want to see some cold-blooded
How about
where people
that?
are like, what? That's not the Tony Khan we know. I want to see like in April, like a round of Vince McMahon style cuts, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Just one of them. Show us one time ever you can do it after 6 years, man. Like, and I don't want to see people lose jobs, but here's the thing. If they were, how do we word this? If they were worth a damn, they're gonna be somewhere else. You know what I mean? And I'm not on anyone by saying that. Like, okay, hold on. This is the song playing for Dynamite. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. No, that's the song they have for Fight for the Fallen on Max, the debut on Max. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. I want. I'm sorry, I don't remember. I gotta look it up.
Oh my God in heaven!
Song. Who sings that again? Pointer Sisters. Yep, you're spot on.
Wow,
dude, that is hilarious.
Hold on, let me get on the pirate ship here.
I want to see releases so the Marks tried to defend Tony Pecan. The best pies, Tony Pecan.
The best guys, Tony Khan.
I'm just going to say this about Corbin. Don't bring him in. And Top Dollar, if he linked up with Swerve, that could be cool. But he re-signed with TNA, which is what Chris Connor predicted that. And a bunch of people probably did. I mean, he's going to make good money there. And he's been helping them. And they're going to be doing pay-per-view buildings the size of AEW in 2025. So, just stay there. Right. Make your money there. So with pictures of FTR's gear over the years here in AEW, FTR stands for Find the Relevance, because all they've done the last few years is siphon heat from acts while not evolving whatsoever. So CMFTR, right? You see it here, and then you have the rated FTR, and then you have the FT Runners as well.
Are you kidding me? Wow,
dude. And they were like an 8-man tag team for like 2 weeks, and then Edge came back, and Tony Khan's like, well, that's the end of that. Glad I printed all these shirts, and they're selling them now because that's not even a team anymore. That's great. Craziness. But yeah, dude, FTR's just sort of linked with everyone, and they haven't, since the whole Briscoes feud, it feels like they haven't really stood on their own, you know?
Right. Yeah, imagine, Phil, this is what I'm talking about right now. I don't know if you're watching the show or not, but imagine it's 8:00, it's 4 minutes into the show. You're a casual viewer. You're flipping through channels, whatever it may be, and you see this. It looks like everything else that you'd see on television. I'm talking about the backstage promo that we're seeing right now with Jon Moxley. There's nothing interesting about the shot.
So we talked about it earlier in the show. AJ Francis has re-signed with TNA. Congrats to him. TNA World Champion Nick Nemeth says that I hope in 2025 I got 50 different opponents that can also help make TNA that much better going into 2026. Like I said, it's a very ambitious 2025 coming up for TNA, and we've got to deliver. He was also asked, like, do you see TNA selling out these bigger buildings? And he's like, well, I plan on it. So that's what I'm here. That's my job. That's what I'm here to do. Like, that's what I hope happens. So TNA, man, they're blowing up. This will be their year. This is going to be a huge year for TNA. I'm telling y'all. So during both Raw and SmackDown last week, Sportsnet Canada has heavily advertised that they would be the new home of TNA. During several commercial breaks for SmackDown and Raw, ads for TNA aired in their Sportsnet, the new home. So Sportsnet is using WWE as best as they can to promote TNA's debut on the network once WWE leaves it. This isn't the first time this has happened in the wrestling business, but yeah, dude, this is going to get people excited for TNA more and more. I don't know. They're using WWE to be like, hey, TNA is this. We're the home of TNA, and I don't know, man. Wrestling's hot again. Hopefully this picks up some steam. I'm telling y'all, it's going to be a huge, huge year for TNA, and I'm pumped for it. The Wrestling Wars, the Streaming Wars. Yeah, maybe they'll get on a streamer too. We talked earlier about reality of wrestling. Here's Joe Hendry hitting his one-handed thing on a giant, big 6'4", 274-pound here at Reality of Wrestling, and you'll see Booker T on the outside of the ring. And this is a big to be hauling up like that. You know what I mean? And Hendry's not a small guy either. You know what I mean? But he gets this. Edge Stone is his name. There you go. The new Edge in WWE, hopefully. You know what I mean? No, I'm just joking. Edge will always have that name. But yeah, and then you just see him get this.
Yeah.
He just gets him up, and it's like, holy. I think I can leave the sound on for these. Oh, no, maybe there's no sound. Look at this one-handed.
Slam. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, obviously, that's a lot of that's on Edge Stone, who's a great size, a great look. Where's he at, NXT? For real, what's up?
Is he a WWE ID guy yet?
Hopefully, man. Hey, they're in Reality of Wrestling.
Right, exactly.
WWE, so get that boy to NXT, man, right away. Let's
Seems
go.
like he's got the tools.
Get my guy down to NXT. And then you got Booker T, like his head's down because his thing's like he's beefing with Hendry kind of thing, and it carries over to NXT. And this is what I mean, dude.
It's all connected.
Like laughing. Yeah, it's all going to connect. TNA, Hendry, NXT, Booker T, Reality of Wrestling. Let's go. Shout out Edge Stone as well because obviously you need assistance to get, he ain't just doing that on his own. AEW Neckbeard.
He's good.
So Neckbeard's post, I love professional wrestling. So here's Jesus who had a match over the Christmas break here. And he's actually using Steven Seagal techniques, believe it or not.
Oh, I saw his entrance. I didn't see his actual wrestling. I just saw his entrance online.
Hendry's was better than Jesus's.
Hey, I believe in Joe Hendry, man. Oh, that's great. The double cross. I mean, that's got to be his move.
Jesus, the crucifix clotheslines. My
the
God.
Crucifix.
As a Jew, how do you feel about this?
Hey, man, if it draws, I'm all for it. If it draws, I'm all for it.
Yeah, Jesus draw. Is Jesus a draw, chat? You guys let us know in chat. Is Jesus draw? El Hijo del Vikingo was injured at a Progress Wrestling event. The match was stopped early. Prayers up for El Hijo. I quote tweeted it, and I wasn't being a dick. I was being for real. Like, yo, this is the second or third time, I think, in this year. Like, maybe you shouldn't. Maybe that style and isn't the way to go, you know? All I'm saying, like, maybe you shouldn't do all those moves all the time. Maybe save some for, like, when you do a WrestleMania moment or something big at a pay-per-view. Here's some wrestling fan. Football fan. Is this a Bills fan?
Yes, this is the Bills Mafia.
This is the Bills Mafia.
This is George's people.
George, you crazy son of a bitch. Here's a Bills fan no selling a razor's edge through a table.
He's about to get up.
Damn, he just no-sold that razor's edge, bro. And Scott Hall's rolling in his grave right now. TJP's current contract with New Japan is set to expire soon. Those spoken to within the promotion say they are hoping to keep TJP and have actively been negotiating. So maybe we see TJP back in TNA or something, but it seems like he likes being in New Japan. He's going to stay there.